Oh, yay! Hello, one person. Oh, 2 people joined. I've still got subscribers. Welcome. Hey, Stephen. So it might be a little bit hard to hear me because of the noise. Hello from Melbourne. Hey, Michael. Oh, that's cool. You're from Texas. Hey, I'm going to the States next week. San Diego, and then I'm going to, I thought while I was on YouTube. Well, this is the first time I've done a live thing, so just been experimenting with it. Hey Ken, welcome. Just making some parts today. It's going great, mate. I'm really loving it. It's a big step up from the little mill. So I'm making some of these parts here. I've been lucky and lots of people have been ordering them. They're just a little safety upgrade part for your handheld gimbal. So they're just on the first op now. Here's some stock. I'm just doing 2 at a time at the moment. See if you can see in the mill. I do like this. Required and actual, so it's counting for me. So it's doing a little pocket now with a 6mm end mill. This is the little bracket here that I'm talking about. So these have been anodized. Kind of hard to see. But yeah, the safety cable clicks on there so your $100,000 payload doesn't accidentally drop off in flight. Not that I've had it happen, but I've heard of things like that happening. Well, we just built one that's 75 kilos or 165 pounds, Stephen. That's pretty big. Sorry guys, I got disconnected for a second there. Oh, that's great. So you got the G0704 Ken. I think they make a few variations coming out of China. It's basically the same. I think we're almost done on this one. 4 minutes left. The Grizzly. Good guy, Grizzly. Oh, that's good to hear. That just disconnected me for a second, so I'm not sure what happens in that case. There's a button here with a little wand, I'm gonna click it. Okay, that makes it look weird, I think. Yeah, I'll get rid of that. Oh, that's cool. So have you guys all got your own converted milling machines? An Extron. I'm not sure if I've heard of that before. So you've converted that, Stephen? Oh, nice. I'd love a CNC lathe. G0704 represent. Oh, okay, nice. Oh, that's huge. The Optimum, it runs for, in Australian dollars, it's about 36,000. That's without any tooling or a vise, so you're probably going to spend about 40,000 by the time you've, you know, hooked up air to it, connected power, got some basic tooling, filled it with coolant. All those little things add up at the end. So Aaron Powther, he's a good friend of mine. He lives not very far away. He's got a Skyfire, and I've had a look at it. It's a good, very good little machine. It's less than half the price of this machine. It's quite a bit smaller. It's good for the money, but yeah, I don't think it would be suitable for me and the kind of the size of the parts that I need to make. But definitely, if I was looking at converting a mill again, if I could go back in time, I would definitely consider like financing. Hey Matt. Financing like a Skyfire or something, just because you're going to get more reliability out of the machine, and you can actually make components that you can sell and then pay off the machine as well. I mean, I love the conversion process. I definitely learned a lot about milling and you know, all the electronics and rigidity, and it was a big learning process. It still is, but you know, making your own machine, you really get to know it quite intimately. Be extremely frustrating at times too. Alright, I'll check how much longer we got left. Here's my air compressor, still running strong. Not even sure if you can hear it. It's bloody great. Ken, our drones, we specialise in aerial cinematography, so that's our main focus, but we do a lot of industrial work. We've got about 3 UAV teams, so one of them is pretty much always out doing work with the universities or government. So 45 seconds left-ish. It's just did some 3D machining with a ball end mill. And I just programmed that little table come forward thing at the end. So open the door. I haven't overridden the door interlock yet, but I'm tempted to. Blow these suckers off. That'll probably be pretty loud. It's so hard to like get a good shot of aluminium. It's so shiny. Alright, let me reload these ones. I really need to get some of those Mighty Bite clamps, make a pallet. Thanks, Boston Dan. Hey, what time? In America it's like, I suppose it's like late afternoon now. Chip management. Well, there are the chips. It can hold a lot of chips. Like, you'd be surprised. I don't really clean it out very often. I have hooked up a hose to wash it down though. These are the chips. These are quite large buckets, pretty heavy. And I just open the side doors and scoop it out after I wash it down. I just hooked up a little hose with a valve to the output of the coolant pump so I can wash it down. Aaron's got one on his Haas machine, and it makes it very quick to wash it down. A bit more tool storage stuff. Never enough space for that. Oh, that's cool, Kent. We do actually a lot of LiDAR work. We do it in film as well. Oh, nice. Optimill F80 is probably the nicest of those machines to convert. The ones I've had a look at have been much better quality than the Titan one that I got. Right, I'm gonna put this on the stand so I can reload it quick. Stop. Yeah, I'm running 2 work offsets on this one. G54, G55. I'm using this sucker for facing. It's great, use the same inserts. It's an 80mm face mill. Scares the crap out of me though. The only thing I don't like about this mill is I can't see the cutting process very well. Because as you see, it's just raining in there almost constantly. Can turn the coolant off, but yeah, once the windows are dirty, you can't see anything. So yeah, this is I just programmed one part and then 2 different offsets. I'll show you on the computer. So G54. That's just the work offset there, and then G55, and I've only got one facing operation for G54 and it just comes over both parts, so I did tweak the G code a little bit. It's just spot drilling now. And now I wait or cut stock or do other stuff. Try and be efficient in between. But yeah, like I said before, I need to make a big pallet just covered in these things with mighty bite clamps and run it for like an hour at each time. Because after this operation I've got to change the jaws. So I've got some soft jaws stuff in here that I use frequently. So I'll use these ones to hold the parts upside down next. This stuff here is oil absorbent pad which I put in the coolant tank. So like take all the nasty stuff off the bottom. We're just drilling. I could optimise this code a bit more, but I'm a little bit lazy today. Just running it and chilling out. My Hamer thing, I love this thing. Haven't broken the tip on it yet, touch wood. This is the Tormac drag engraver. It's good, I like that. Having trouble on my some of my anodized parts, so it's not getting through the surface. Some small end mills. I've got a roughing 10mm end mill in there, which is just, it's going now. It's freaking awesome. Take big step overs. It's noisy, but it just rips. The little M3 tap, slitting saw, some ball-ended stuff, various drills. I do need more tool holders, and then the rest of the mess. There's my bandsaw in the background, which is good for the money. I just cut off stock whenever I feel like it. Yeah. I've had this mill for maybe 2 months now. Should have got it a long time ago. There's my lathe. It's great. Sturdy as well. Cleaning the stuff just takes so long. Yeah, we'll go back in the time machine. Here's the 6040 router, which I just use primarily for carbon fibre. Still running great. Been live for 13 minutes now. Oh, that's nice. Pallet system would be sick. Do you machine this for a living, Stephen? Ken, I've still got my milling machine. I've actually had to start using it again because been lucky enough to have some big orders of parts coming just before Christmas, so just to keep up with that stuff, it's doing some operations on some of the parts, which is nice. Some basic stuff. Yeah, I've heard a lot about these YG1 LU power. Because I don't live in the States, it's just a huge pain to get that stuff. Like, shipping is really expensive and a lot of the companies just don't ship internationally. But I have been using, I got my Chinesian end mills, which are, they look very similar to the, oh nice man. So, I've been using these for a long time. I get them off eBay. And they're very similar to the YG power end mills or whatever. They cut awesome. Yeah, I get really nice surface finishes off them. I wonder if they're from the same factory or something. They're cheap. But, you know, they keep changing the packaging all the time, so I don't know. Yeah. Can almost very rarely find exactly the same one. Gouring is local to me, so I do get a lot of gouring stuff at short notice. You want me to post a link for these, Michael? I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it again, but I'll have a look on my eBay and see. Because I bought a whole bunch of 6mm stuff. I bought like 20 end mills, maybe over a year ago, and I've just been chugging through them as you do. I've even got smaller stuff. YG1, they've got their own website, I believe, and I looked into it a little while ago. Got some stuff for steel here. What else? Random bits here. Some partially used stuff. I get all my gun taps and stuff from Gouring. And then I got like a little recycling box for my broken ones and stuff. Try and recycle them. Just did the contours and pockets and stuff with the 6mm. And did some boring with a 4mm end mill just for some counterboard holes. Just putting a counterbore in there. Not sure if you can even see the table. Most of my jobs for this, only just recently have I got some orders for some parts and stuff I've designed, and for another company who makes monitors and stuff, so that's where a majority of my work's coming from at the moment. But I do a lot of prototyping for our drones and stuff. We make lots of, like our new drone, we made basically all of the aluminium components for that. So there was a lot of machining involved in that. And I do a lot of one-off project things for various film stuff, universities, things like that. So yeah, most days it's running, making something. A lot of the other time we're using 3D printers or just carbon, like using the router, making carbon fiber stuff. Yeah, no real long-term consistent work. It's all just, you know, as it comes. These parts have just been really popular since we put them up, so I'm just going to make a big batch of them so I don't have to set up the mill again in the near future, because I don't like changing out the fixtures and stuff is annoying. These parts have actually, so recently I built an anodizing setup, but these are some of the dud ones that haven't had good outcomes with, so red's not too bad actually, but the black, as you know, it's really hard. It's just my fixture for holding it that way for doing the side holes. I'm running for coolant, I can't remember. Aaron Powter hooked me up with some metal cutting technologies. Alright, I'll have to look that up. Where are they based? So I'm getting like heaps of comments now, so it's kind of hard to keep up, but the coolant, yeah, I'm not running a filter as such at the moment. I've seen Ben's who I follow on Instagram, he filters his coolant. It's something I'd like to do, I just haven't had a lot of time to set up something like that. And my surface finish has been coming out quite good, so just doing a chamfer around it, like an edge break on all those sharp edges. Oh. 1 minute 30. Yeah, Kent, my background's actually marine engineering, so I studied that at University of Tasmania, and then I worked for British Petroleum as an engineer on their oil tankers for a few years, and then I resigned from there and I worked for an Australian shipping company called TK Shipping on a bulk sugar carrier, and we used to run from Sydney to Mackay to Singapore and back, and I used to do 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off, and in the 6 weeks off I'd play with my milling machine and fly drones and helicopters and just basically do whatever I wanted. So, but now I use a lot of those skills developing our drones and stuff like that and giving us a bit of an advantage. Sweet, thanks Stephen, I'll have to check that out. I do need to buy a few more roughing in mills. I'm going to show you some of my stuff ups. This collet is a different colour. Oh, that's cool. Chief engineer's job would be good pay. Any offshore job is good pay. Yeah, if you don't know what waterfalls are when 3D machining, well, that can be the result of a waterfall. There was a ball end mill in there. Oh, okay, we're done. Rightio. Well, I don't know if you guys want to keep watching me making stuff, but it can get a bit tedious. Alright, let me just rig this up again, then I'll explain waterfalls. Oh, sweet. get past the scary bit. Cool. Alright. So, waterfalls. I go to, so this is my 3D machining toolpath with a ball end mill. Now, I'm just going to edit this operation. So, in some circumstances, it'll just be a bit funny and it'll try and machine stuff that you just don't want to be machined, and if you don't fully inspect the toolpath, it'll actually just plunge past the part and, you know, think that it's machining a little bit down here, but, you know, there's nothing there. So I've set it to machine from 1 to 89 degrees, so it doesn't do anything outside of that angle. It won't do any like perfectly steep faces. So I don't know. It would take me a while to actually generate one, but basically one of these lines would just drop, you know, down to your bottom height, to the bottom of your part, and if you don't have enough to stick out from your tool, yeah, you're going to end up with a column like mine. So that happened to me, and it was quite surprising. Yeah, it's a known thing. When you start tinkering with that 3D machining stuff, you'll see it, no doubt. No doubt, man. Yeah, let me show you around the machine a little bit. We can look from here. It's actually quite clean here, which is nice. Just drilled some holes. I would like one of those robo drills, like super mega fast tool change time. It all adds up. Yeah, that's it, you know, try not to do the same thing twice, same mistake twice. It's just a bit disheartening when it happens. I got the biggest vise possible to fit in here, because Hare and Forbes didn't have the dual station vise that I wanted. Yeah, Ben's on Instagram. He's shared a lot of information about his filtration setup for coolant. Yeah, I bet, man. I bet. That's why I'm scared of that face mill. I don't want to. I could break the milling machine with that thing. Got to build the confidence slowly. Behind the mill is just a big control box. All the drivers and stuff. There's the automatic oiler. This is taking quite a big step over. It's not running as aggressively as it could because I'm not holding on to much stock. Only maybe 2 millimeters. Yeah, 2 or 3 mil. And that flips over into soft jaws, and we use the roughing end mill to get rid of that as well. Because if you try and fly cut or face that off, you're going to have a bad time with overhanging parts. And then we do the back features like the threaded holes, and then face it off so you get a nice finish. So that would be the back side of that. Oh. Boston Dan, it took me a good week to, maybe even 2 weeks to get over the pucker factor. you still occasionally get a bit of a pucker when you're running a new toolpath or something like that. But this feed override is your friend. Like if I turn this down, I can really slow it. I can slow it down to a stop. So if I'm nervous about, it cutting too quick or something, you can override it very quick, which is nice. And you can override your spindle RPM with a dial too. So I'm quite happy with the control system. For the money. Yeah, I see this control panel around a lot. It must be very common. Can't really see what's going on in there. Don't have that many tools in the carousel right now. Just load them up as I need them, really. The post-processor was a bit of a struggle because I couldn't find one online that worked. So we got the 802D post-processor, and luckily one of the guys that works for us is like a JavaScript pro. So he fixed it up pretty quickly for us. We sort of explained to him what the machine needed to do, and then he just scrolled through the code a bit, and we fixed up a few things, and yeah, it's been running great since. I haven't had any problems with the post processor, so we're just lucky in that sense. But if anyone needs it, I can send it to you. Shoot me a message or email or something, and I'll post it through. Married life's pretty good. Just not drastically different, but yeah. Not actually wearing my wedding ring right now, I forgot it. Whoops. Yep. Yeah, it's another language, that JavaScript stuff. I wonder what happens to this video when I finish it, if it uploads to YouTube or what. Thanks, Steve. The wedding was actually pretty cool. I didn't expect it to be that much fun. A lot of people I hadn't seen in a long time came, which was great. And the weather was perfect, which is unlike Melbourne. Green is good. Got 2 minutes left on these. It goes surprisingly quick. Nice. Are you going to get married at Phillip Island, or are you going there on holiday? motorbikes. Nice. Going to the MotoGP track there. Or motorbike track, I should say. Oh, no worries, Michael. Glad you tuned into the live video. I'll catch up with you soon. I am going to run Op2 when I have finished this and the stuff that's on the bandsaw, and I've got another run of these as well, so I'm probably going to have about close to 40 or 50 to do, and I'm about halfway through, so it might be pretty late when I start Op2, but yeah, I'll if I can, I'll tune in for another live one. So, but yeah, I'm not sure what time that'll be. There's actually 3 ops to it as well, so almost done. So this is the 3D machining with the ball end mill. That is a vise, yes. It's quite a big vise. The biggest one I could fit in this orientation, anyway. My Insta name is CruddBucket. I do tend to be a bit more active on Instagram. I like Instagram and all of the social media things. Cool, another 2 done. And then you do it all again. Oh, cool. Put more things in the milling machine. This is gonna get boring for you guys. But I like it. Makes those nice big curly chips. The tasty kind. Sorry about that, guys. I actually got to go now. The boss is calling me, so yeah, my presence is requested. But I'll tune in later for Op2. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And sorry if I missed your questions because, yeah, I was looking at the machine or whatnot. Catch you guys later.